Hey guys, I'm Spirals. Here's my predictions for the United States Nationals. Apologies in advance for my lisp. I have braces. Not much I can do about it. I'll try to make everything else in the video as quality as it can be to enjoy the experience. Some credits for other stuff I'm using in the video, and enjoy the video itself. So we'll start from top to bottom. Of course, the first match is Sonics against Tempo Storm. Tempo Storm recently entered the scene, picking up the former roster of Two-Face. Now, I think overall, the Tempo Storm roster is a better roster than Sonic's, and they also have plenty of support staff compared to them. But on the roster, only Crazy has actual LAN experience and actual experience in other Pro League. Other than that, the roster is pretty fresh to Pro League. I think Crazy is going to help the team a ton. He's going to bring up a lot of experience. He's going to help it grow a lot, like Slashegg is doing to Luminosity Gaming. Now, they also have good support staff. The support staff isn't a bunch of new players. It's not a bunch of new people to Pro League helping the team out. They have DNA, who has actual family relations in Pro League with, I believe, Nyx and also Hot and Cold. And he's the analyst. And then Kenzie, he's been in the scene for a while, and he's the coach. And apologies, but I forgot the other one. But I could for sure see Tempo Storm taking this 2-1 against Sonics, despite the homegrown talent of Super Neptune's Goddess and hailing from Europe, Gonfi and Slevin. I just don't see Sonics being able to challenge this, or at least challenge it enough to take the win. The next match we have, in my opinion, will be the entire match of the tournament. I really hate how these two teams are going to go against each other in the quarters. I feel like this would have made an outstanding grand finale. Dark Zero with this recent shuffle has dropped Nyx, and BC moved to coach in favor of picking up Skies and Eclipse. This is a huge step forward to becoming a strong team. I feel like this is entirely, extremely underrated. This is just such a huge move. I think this will be the star team of NA, like how Evil Geniuses was for a long time. I think Dark Zero is taking their spot now that Evil Geniuses has stepped down. Dark Zero recently managed second place at the Tokonami finals in Japan, and Space Station second place in the Split Minor in Croatia, hosted by the OJ Pit. This was a really hard one to decide, but I feel confident in saying Dark Zero will have this win 2-1. Skies, in my opinion, is the best player in all of North America, and being grouped with Hot and Cold, Mint, and Hyper, who are all very solid players, while also being paired with Eclipse, who is, calling him a solid player is an understatement. He's an outstanding player. And then Space Station's roster with Rampy, Bosco, Fultz, Thinking Aid, and their star IGL being Canadian. They're a great roster, but I felt like they've met their match with Dark Zero. I feel like Dark Zero is definitely the strong one here, the stronger one, the more prime one to take this. If I'm wrong, then I say Space Station will still do whatever Dark Zero is going to do in my later predictions. I feel like whoever wins this match has the T. Whoever wins this match is definitely going to take the tournament. But for me, I'm going to say 2-1 for Dark Zero. Under the first quarter of the bottom bracket, we'll be seeing Luminosity against Reciprocity. Now, I've seen a lot of people put Luminosity first, and I feel like Luminosity is going to be a strong roster, but they're just not as developed or seasoned as the players on Reciprocity. Slashegg is there on Luminosity now. I feel like he's going to speed up the development a lot. He's going to help it a lot. But Vertical, Foxay, Laxing, Retro, Nyx, they're all long-time players. They've all been playing the game for quite a while now. They're all more developed and stronger than Reciprocity. Not to mention even the support staff, Data, Hopes from Reciprocity. They've been in the scene a lot longer than Virus has. Now, I still think Luminosity is going to put up a fight, but I don't think it's going to be as strong as other people think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a 2-1 for Reciprocity. People are definitely overrating Luminosity. I feel like I'm going to eat my words now that I've said that, but I'm going to say 2-1 for Reciprocity. The last quarterfinal we have... Oh my god.
What is that?
So everyone's putting their money on TSM, and I can't. I can't do that. Evil Geniuses although I disagree heavily with the roster move to move Geo out and move Gotcha in, I think that's a horrible idea. Not saying Gotcha's a bad player. He's definitely far from a bad player. He's actually pretty decent. I don't know. TSM lacks any support staff. They lack a piece of their core roster. They're going to have Timsy, who I believe was playing with Intero's Disciples, which is a Tier 3 NA team, but now he's subbing in for TSM for United States Nationals. Sorry if I'm wrong about that. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know for sure. But I don't know. They lack any support staff. They're missing one of their core roster. And EG, they just look more solid right now. They have a good coach who's experienced. Their entire roster, except for Modiga, is new to Pro League. I mean, isn't new to Pro League, their season. And I don't know. It just seems really easy to say this would be a 2-1 for Evil Geniuses, and I think that's what I'm going to go with. I couldn't see TSM doing much. I want TSM to win this. I want TSM to take home the money. I want them to take home the prize from this match. But I don't know. They just seem at a disadvantage here with having somebody subbed in and then having a support staff. So I'm going to say a 2-1 for Evil Geniuses. So with what I said earlier, I think it's pretty obvious now who's going to be taking the cake between Dark Zero and Tempo Storm in the first semifinal. Like I said, Tempo Storm, they're still a strong roster, but they're new to the scene, they're inexperienced besides Crazy, and I think Crazy's going to help develop their experience a lot faster, and their tactics, and help them in the long run a lot. But Dark Zero's already reached that point. Dark Zero's already experienced. Dark Zero's always seasoned. Already seasoned, my bad. I just don't see them doing much. This is going to be probably the quickest one, but I'm just going to say a 2-0 for Dark Zero. Now, with what I'm going to say would probably be the second best match of the tournament, right behind Space Station versus Dark Zero, I'm going to say Reciprocity versus Evil Geniuses. Now, I feel safe saying Reciprocity is going to take this. Evil Geniuses, yeah, they've been together longer. Reciprocity made some major changes recently, but I think the Reciprocity roster it just looks stronger, it feels stronger, it just seems better in every way. I feel like, yeah, they have more support staff. I feel like Hopes is a better coach than Ranger. I feel like he's just been working with that roster long enough, so he knows what that roster is best at. He knows what that roster is strong with. When compared to Ranger, he hasn't been a part of Evil Geniuses too long, so he's not as seasoned with them, he's not as experienced with them, he can't really bring out the best. He can't bring out the best in Evil Geniuses yet. I feel like Ranger can be a really strong coach, he just needs more experience with that roster, and I could just see much better performances. I could see Foxy being better than Young. I see Retro being better than Young. I see Nyx being better than Modiga. I see pretty much anyone I feel like on the Reciprocity roster can do their job better than Evil Geniuses can do the Evil Geniuses job. I just feel like they can execute their things more fluently, and I feel like they just mesh together better. Though it's been a while since we've seen Evil Geniuses play in something besides the OJ Pit qualifiers, and especially with Gotcha. The only time we saw Gotcha with Evil Geniuses was Luminosity versus Evil Geniuses on one of the playdays during the last season. And I'm not sure if he played with them more matches that season, I'm not aware, but he did really good with Evil Geniuses, so I think it's safe to say this would be a 2-1 for Reciprocity. I feel like the grand finale is going to be personal. Skies left Reciprocity after the May 3rd to 4th at Tokonami in November. He moved to Dark Zero, where he replaced Nyx, who is actually now sitting in Sky's spot on Reciprocity. Also, not to even mention, Vertical and Eclipse were part of Rogue, the team that won the United States Nationals back in 2018. And now Eclipse is on Dark Zero and Vertical is on Reciprocity. So both of them obviously want to defend their title, but they're on the opposite team. So who is going to be the one to defend their title? I feel like Dark Zero, to be honest. I feel like Dark Zero is going to win this. I feel like Dark Zero just on paper is a stronger team. I feel like compared to anyone, one player can be better. Like, compare Retro and Hot and Cold, the two support players on each team. I feel like Hot and Cold's a better support player than Retro. I feel like Skies is a better fragger than Nyx. I feel like Eclipse is better than Vertical. And these are just my opinions and views, just to clarify. I don't mean this in any disgraceful or insulting way. These are just my opinions. But I just feel like Dark Zero's roster is just better in every way. They even have two coaches and an analyst, which is a bit overkill. It's just a lot to go forward to get this win. They have a lot of momentum. They have a lot of push, and I don't think Reciprocity has that push, that momentum. So I'm gonna say if it's a best of 5, 3-1 for Dark Zero, and if it's a best of 3, then I'd say 2-1 for Dark Zero. I hate to say it, Reciprocity, I feel like they've came a long way. I feel like they really deserve something for what they've been doing. They deserve a trophy. They deserve to win a tournament. But I don't know. I don't see this one being the one they deserve to win. I don't see this one being the one they will win. But best of luck to Reciprocity. But this is Dark Zero's tournament to win. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't mean this to be a ripoff of what Caliber Jacob does. I just like putting my own opinions out there. I want to get more views on my opinions and my views. I hope you enjoyed the editing. I know my audio quality is god awful, so I tried to make everything else as good and as crisp as I could. And I just hope you enjoy it, and hopefully you'll come back again. If I make another one, I might not. I might do it. I don't know. It depends how I feel. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, or the rest of your day, night, whatever it is for you. And yeah, bye.